Now this one I love. Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be ranking all the K-beauty cleansers that I've tried. Now as someone with dry skin, it can be difficult to find a good cleanser that's not stripping and doesn't leave the skin feeling tight. I've tried a bunch of them, so let's go over which ones that I liked and didn't. Alright, starting off with the B-Lab Matcha Hydrating Foam. Now I have the old packaging. They repackaged this after I bought it, and I think the old packaging still looks nice. Now this one I was really interested in trying because of the fact that it's got matcha in it. I love matcha. I drink it practically every day. So I was intrigued about the skincare benefits for it, and I saw that this cleanser was pretty highly rated. I was really looking forward to this and hoping that I would love it, but I didn't like it as much as I thought I would. I think it's a good cleanser. It cleanses well, but it does leave my skin feeling a little dry around the sort of mouth area, more so than I would like, and it just wasn't hydrating enough for my dry skin. And I do kind of like it, but I definitely wouldn't buy this again after I finish using it up, so I'm going to put it in meh. Let's put this one in meh. So in terms of ingredients, the 8:2 on that packaging refers to a ratio of 8 parts of matcha leaf to 2 parts of matcha extract, and it's supposed to have antioxidant benefits. It has a really interesting thick but spreadable texture where it comes out green, obviously, because it's got matcha in it. And then it has these little flecks of matcha leaves within them, which aren't really abrasive at all, by the way. They're very gentle on the skin, but it's just interesting to have these little bits in there as you're spreading them across the face. Not irritating at all. It was fine on my sensitive skin. It just left my skin feeling a little dry, especially around my sort of mouth and chin area. So it's not hydrating enough for me, but it does cleanse very well and leaves the skin feeling really soft after. So if you have maybe more normal to oilier skin, then you might enjoy this, but it just wasn't hydrating enough for my dry skin. There is also a very light scent of matcha in this cleanser. There's no added fragrance, but I believe it's purely just from the matcha that's included in it, but it's very faint, but I think it is quite pleasant. So yeah, unfortunately didn't like this one as much as I thought I would, but I don't think it's a bad cleanser. Next, we have ETUDE's Jung 5.5 Foam Cleanser. This one is also pH balanced to 5.5, so it's meant to be similar to your skin's natural pH and therefore gentle cleansing. This one is nice. I really do quite enjoy this one. It has a very gentle lather, so it doesn't foam up loads, but you do get some bubbles, no sensitivity issues. It doesn't feel really stripping or anything, but it cleanses well. It is ever so slightly dry around my mouth and chin area, just a tiny bit, but it is a great foam cleanser because I have tried some pretty stripping foam cleansers and this one doesn't leave the skin feeling really tight, so I like it. I wouldn't say it's holy grail, but it is a very nice gentle cleanser, so I'm going to put it in I like it. It's also unscented, which I really like as someone who's sensitive to fragrance. It's also got panthenol and Madagascar in here, which is great for aiding that skin barrier and soothing the skin. I think I'm also almost done with this one. It doesn't look like it because it's filled with the air, but there's not that much cleanser left in here. Overall, a lovely gentle foam cleanser that's not too stripping or drying on my dry skin. Pretty good. Moving on to the Haruharu Wonder Black Rice Moisture 5.5 Soft Cleansing Gel. Now this one I love. This one is going in holy grail. I feel like we're moving in an upwards trajectory. We started off with meh and we just keep going up. This one is just wonderful. One of the least drying cleansers that I've tried for my dry skin. So this one, unlike the first two that I talked about, is a gel cleanser instead of a foam cleanser. So it has a looser kind of jelly texture and it doesn't foam up loads like the other two do. You will get a few bubbles here and there when you lather it up, but it's definitely not a rich foam or anything. The gel texture is lovely. It just glides across the skin and then lathers up a bit in contact with water. It cleanses well and leaves my skin feeling really soft, but not stripped or tight, which is a feeling that I hate with some foam cleansers. It's very gentle on my dry, sensitive skin. Ingredients wise, there are coconut derived surfactants in here. There's fermented black rice to keep the skin hydrated, glycerin for maintaining moisture. There's some fermented bamboo extract in there as well for skin soothing. All in all, just a lovely non-stripping cleanser for dry skin. but also cleanses really well. Next up, we have the I'm From Mugwort Gel Cleanser. Now this one I was interested in trying because I really like the mugwort essence. I find that it is very soothing for my sensitive skin and also for my acne prone skin. So I was really looking forward to trying this one. It unfortunately wasn't as hydrating as I wanted it to be. It did strip my skin more than I wanted. So, I mean, it's not quite as bad as some others that I will mention later on. And the mugwort itself is nicely soothing. The cleanser does cleanse well, leaves the skin feeling very soft, but just does strip my skin a bit too much. So let's put it in meh. I think it is an alright cleanser. It does cleanse well, and as I said, the mugwort is nicely soothing, but it is a little too stripping for me, especially around my sort of mouth area. I unfortunately didn't like it as much as I thought I would, but I don't think it's bad. I just probably wouldn't buy it again after I finish using it up. I only bought the mini size, which I'm glad I did, just to try it out. Like the haruharu, this one is also a gel cleanser, so it doesn't foam up loads like a foam cleanser would. It does lather up a little bit and then you do get some bubbles, but it is that sort of nice jelly texture which just glides across your skin. And it does have a pretty strong mugwort scent. How do I describe what mugwort smells like? It's quite earthy. It's like an earthy herb smell, if you will. I don't find it unpleasant, but it is quite strong, especially compared to their mugwort essence. The mugwort essence is very subtle in mugwort smell, but this one is pretty strong. This doesn't have any added fragrance, but the mugwort scent is pretty strong from the mugwort ingredient in it. Overall, not a bad soothing cleanser. It's just a little too drying for my dry skin. Moving on, we have the Medicube Zero Foam Cleanser. This one is an instant no. Off the no it goes. This is one of the worst cleansers that I've ever tried, and I don't say that lightly. So the packaging for this one was updated, so it doesn't look like this anymore, but my sister got this as a gift with purchase when she placed an order on the Medicube website, so thankfully there's only a small 15ml amount of this, but this is just awful if you have dry skin. Honestly, one of the most stripping cleansers that I've ever tried. It really leaves the skin feeling so devoid of any moisture, just thoroughly stripped. It's not good, and I absolutely don't recommend this if you have dry skin. Now, to be fair, I believe the Zero line from Medicube is for deep cleansing pores, balancing those oil levels. There's also salicylic acid in here, which is a BHA. It's great for acne and exfoliation. So knowing all of that, I guess it is maybe more targeted towards oilier, acne-prone skin types, but I do have an acne-prone skin type. I get hormonal acne, so I thought that maybe that could help, but it is just too drying for me. Even before it's fully off your face, when you've just started rinsing it, it really feels super squeaky clean immediately. There's just so much friction and it's not good. There's also fragrance in here, very heavily floral perfumed. It's not my cup of tea. If you don't enjoy fragrance and skincare, I wouldn't really recommend this one either. Also, a slight petty note is that if you get any of this in your eye, my gosh, it stings like hell. But that's just me being slightly petty. Overall, a solid no for me. Next up is the mixsoon Centella Cleansing Foam. Now, full disclaimer, I didn't buy this. This was sent to me for review. This one I think is not for me. This one is going to go in not for me. So this one I was looking forward to because it has soothing centella in it and my skin loves centella, but it is just a little too drying for me, especially again around my mouth and chin area. But I will say the centella and the salicylic acid in here worked really well for my breakouts. When I used this on my hormonal acne, this really helped to reduce the inflammation of my spots and make it less red. So this was quite effective against my breakouts, but yeah, just too drying sort of really for the rest of my face. So that's why I think this cleanser is better suited for maybe combo oily skin types that are acne prone. So great for acne, but not so much if you have dry skin, which is unfortunate because I find that a lot of products that are formulated for acne tend to be more geared towards combo oily skin, so they tend to be too drying for my dry skin. But you know, that's okay. There's other sort of acne products that I can use that don't strip the skin. Other good things about this is that there's no added fragrance and it does cleanse pretty well. but yeah, just not suited to my dry skin. A little bit too drying, but effective on breakouts and reducing inflammation. All right, moving on to the 1025 Dokdo cleanser from Round Lab. This one is lovely, a lovely foaming cleanser. Really enjoy the experience of using it. I don't currently have it here with me to show because I didn't repurchase it after I finished it because, as you can see, I have a whole bunch of cleansers that need finishing. But this one is really nice. Is it Holy Grail though? I think I like the Haruharu Wonder one just a smidge more, but I would happily reuse this one and purchase it again when I don't have an onslaught of cleansers to get through. So I think I'll put it in I like it because I do like it, but the Haruharu Wonder one is just a smidge more. So this Round Lab cleanser is a foaming cleanser. It lathers up really nicely into this rich sort of dense foam, which is really nice to use on the face, and it is not very stripping. It doesn't leave the skin feeling really tight, but it cleanses well. It's unscented. Just a lovely cleansing experience with this one. I feel like it cleanses just a little bit deeper for me than the ETUDE one, but it's still gentle on my dry sensitive skin. If you have dry skin and you are looking for a good foaming cleanser that doesn't dry out the skin, I think this Round Lab one is a really lovely option. Okay, the penultimate one, we have the TIRTIR Hydro Boost Enzyme Powder Wash. Now this one was interesting. It was the first powder wash that I ever tried. If you're not familiar with them, rather than the cleanser coming in a liquid form, it is a powder, a very fine white powder, and this one specifically is for gentle exfoliation. So this cleanser uses enzymes and PHA for gentle exfoliation rather than AHAs and BHAs. This one was interesting to use, and with a name like Hydro Boost, I was expecting it not to dry out my skin. But this one does. This one really does strip my skin. It's not great. It leaves my skin feeling really tight after using it. So I think it's got to be a no. Off the no it goes. So I will say the experience of using it, other than it leaving my skin feeling dry afterwards, but the actual experience of the cleansing is quite nice. So it lathers up really well from the powder into a dense, rich foam, which just glides across the skin, and it really cleanses really well. A deep cleanse, and I got no irritation from it, which is good. My sensitive skin did tolerate it quite well, and it leaves your skin feeling so soft afterwards, so that is a plus. But yeah, it just left my skin feeling really stripped afterwards, really tight, and like it desperately needed that toner after using it. So unfortunately, it didn't really work for me. Oh, I just realized I've not been holding it this whole time. This is it. So you just sort of pour out a little bit at a time. I think you only use half a teaspoon. So this bottle is 75 grams, and if you're only using half a teaspoon at a time, that is a tiny amount. This bottle is going to last an absolute age. So that's one positive about it, is that it will last a really long time. And I also think that it could be a pretty good travel friendly option. So you could get away with only carrying a very tiny tub of this in your travel kit, and then it wouldn't take up much space at all. So yeah, some pluses are cleanses well. I think it could be travel friendly if you decant it into a very small tube. It will last an absolute age because you're only using half a teaspoon of this powder at a time. But yeah, if you have dry skin, I wouldn't really recommend it because I found it to be very drying. And then last but not least, we have Skin 1004's Madagascar Centella Tea-trica BHA Foam. Disclaimer, I didn't buy this one either. This one was sent to me, I think, by Starvana for review ages ago. I unfortunately think this one is not for me. Let's put this one in not for me. So Skin 1004 has some fantastic Centella products. Their Centella products are really calming and soothing, but this Tea-trica foam unfortunately is quite drying for me. Leaves that squeaky clean feeling. Does cleanse very well, but unfortunately not really for my skin type. So I think the tea tree in there, the Centella and the BHA are very much geared towards acne prone, more sort of oily combo skin types. So like the mixsoon one, which also had Centella and BHA in it, it really helped to calm down my active breakouts and reduce the inflammation and redness. So it worked really well for that, but everywhere else on my face, it was just too drying. I guess I could just use it, you know, on those regions of breakouts alone, which I think is pretty much what I ended up doing. I did finish using this ages ago, but I wouldn't go out of my way to buy a cleanser just for those areas of my face. It's just rather inconvenient. I'd much rather just use a cleanser that's suitable for my whole face. There's also no added fragrance to it, which I think is nice, but there is a slight tea tree scent from the tea tree in it. Overall, good for acne, but too squeaky clean for dry skin types. All right, this is the spread. Overall, pretty even, other than there only being one holy grail at the top. It just seems that exfoliating cleansers are a bit too stripping and a bit too drying for my skin. But yeah, it's just interesting to note seeing them all laid out like this, which ones have done pretty well for me and which ones haven't. I'll definitely be trying more cleansers in the future, so it will be interesting to see how this list changes or when I add things to it, so you can stay tuned for that. I think I want to try more sort of like milky cleansers as well, because those are apparently very good for dry skin. But yeah, I hope this ranking of cleansers was useful. If you'd like to see me rank cleansing oils that I've tried, you can check out this video over here where I ranked all of the popular K-beauty and J-beauty cleansing oils that I tried. Let me know what your favourite and not so favourite cleansers are in the comments down below. I would love to know. If you enjoyed this video, then please give it a like. And if you'd like to see more makeup and skincare content with a focus on K-beauty, then stick around and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!